In 1943, the Americans started bombing the Japanese home islands. Imperial Japanese Navy decided that the base needed bomb shelters in case any of these bombings hit some of the bases. So the Japanese Imperial Navy directed every tenant command on base to build a bomb shelter, and all these tenant commands looked at their nearest hill and just started digging. The tunnels that we're in right now actually are one of the few that do connect, so command and control, base hospital, and base admin built out all of these tunnels that we're in. The Desron tunnels themselves are probably around 2 miles long if you were to walk every single cave inside our cave complex. Depending on where you're at inside, there's upwards of 70 feet of rock above your head. At the height of World War II, over 800 people worked and over 500 people actually lived down there in the caves. Tunnels served as a fully operational command and control center, in addition to an operations center, in addition to manufacturing, living facilities, libraries. They had everything down there. The Americans used the caves on Yokosuka Base for a lot of the same reasons that the Japanese built them out for. After World War II, the Americans used a lot of the caves as general storage, and then once the Korean War started, we actually started using them as bomb shelters. The hospital caves that were dug out by the Imperial Japanese Base Hospital were actually used as a field hospital by the Americans. So wounded GIs would come back from Korea, and the base hospital actually built out a 500-bed hospital inside the cave networks that the GIs were placed into, and it included active surgery rooms as well. The Japanese command and control moved out of the command cave in about 1971, and Commander Naval Forces Japan took over that same command and control space, and we used it up until about the early 90s as the command and control facility for all naval forces here in Japan. CFAY directed a Marine second lieutenant to conduct a full survey of all the caves on base, basically cave diving, going down there just seeing what was down there, because a lot of these caves had never been used since the Americans took over the base. Some of them were in decent condition, were definitely usable as bomb shelters, as operation facilities, and some of them were death traps. In 1992, NAVFAC closed up all but 3 of them, which are still used today.
Cave is a unique environment. Everybody goes to work somewhere. A lot of people, obviously in the Navy, work on ships. Those of us that have to go to a building, we may be the only ones that get to say we go to work in a cave every day. Originally built by the Imperial Japanese Navy, and then since the World War II, has been operated in some sense and sort by the U.S. Navy. And so there's a sense of heritage and a respect we have every day as we come in here. Desron 15 itself, though, actually didn't shift out to Japan until October of 1971. This is actually our 50th year of being a forward deployed destroyer squadron. We participated in Vietnam, the Persian Gulf War, as well as Operations Enduring Freedom and Iraqi Freedom. Desron 15's current mission is we're responsible for the 8 destroyers that are assigned to us. We're generating combat readiness in order to provide the fleet commander ships available to meet missions. We're also the theater surface warfare commander for 7th Fleet. Our operational hat, we're employing not only our 8 destroyers, but also other ships within the region to meet 7th Fleet requirements, supporting the national interests of America as well as the interests of our allies and our partners. I don't see any reason why we won't be here for another 50 years. I'm proud to command Destroyer Squadron 15 and Task Force 71. The ships and sailors that operate here now and all those that have gone before us have set a standard that is extremely high in how we operate internally within the U.S. Navy, but also how we operate and integrate with our allies and partners. I couldn't be more proud of the work they've done and the work that they're doing.